Hello, everybody. Back here again for our vlog a day. And today is Saturday, the 16th. And today was a lovely, beautiful day for a day at sea. It's one of those things where you don't have a port to get off at, so you're stuck on the boat. And often that can become a real pain in the butt, especially when you have a bunch of really drunk people who are trying to get their money's worth and a bunch of screaming ass kids. But luckily, that was not the case here today because there's no drink package and there's no children on this boat, so it worked out really well for that. And the weather was stunning. It was a little bit warm. It was hot in the sun, real hot in the sun, but in the shade it wasn't too bad. And of course, you're doing like 13 mile an hour on the ocean. 13.8 is what the GPS said we were doing on my watch, so we were moving along, had a nice little breeze going. But got this morning ridiculously early. Came out here on the patio, like it's balcony, I guess not patio, balcony. Hopped in the hammock, chilled out here well before the sun was up. It was before 6, I think, when I got up. Chilled out here a little bit. Basically, had a good time, hung out in the hammock for a little while. Finally got around, headed inside, got my running gear on, all that good fun stuff. Went up to the running deck. They have a dedicated running track, which is hard to get to. It really is kind of hard to find. It's not really very well labeled, which is the way it should be to keep random people from going on the running track all the time and getting in our way. So went ahead, headed up there. It was still dark out when I headed up, which was kind of nice. There's enough lights in the boat to be able to see. You don't trip or fall or nothing, and virtually no one around anywhere. Like the boat's still dead because a lot of people are up partying super late at night, so they're not up before the sunrise, kind of thing. So started running. Did not know exactly the distance of the track because they say it's 6 laps per mile, but I never trust those. And with I'm on the water, I'm doing 13.8 mile an hour one direction. It throws off my time. So it says my mile was like in like I think it was like a 3-minute mile or whatever, less than 3-minute mile. I'm like, well, that's not possible. So not the case. But went ahead. I ran 2 extra laps. I said I need 6, so I ran 8. Actual run time to make sure I got a full mile in, and I did my warm up and cool down, all that kind of good stuff too. Got that taken care of. Headed back down the room. Chatted with a couple people here and there as I kind of went through. Got to the room. Karen was kind of drowsy, kind of getting together a little bit. She wasn't really fully wake up. She was kind of drowsy in there and here and there. So I hopped in the shower. From there, basically headed out. Back on the patio again, just chilling out, having a good time out here, and enjoying the views, and having a balcony room. As I can't imagine ever going back to having just a interior cabin. I thought the view was nice enough with the window, but being able to actually have fresh air out here instead of stale room air is just a whole game changer. It changed a lot, and they're much more expensive, but spend the money. It's worth taking it. Like I would rather take 1 cruise with a balcony than 2 cruises without a balcony. So, or 4 cruises without a window. Like the window made a difference, but the balcony is just way way better. And then here in the Scarlet Lady, we have a hammock, which is pretty cool. So chilled out here for a little bit. She went basically. She got up. We got dressed. Went down to have breakfast. Decided to kind of do like that, a galley style. There's no buffet on this boat, so we kind of went down there, ordered some food, ordered an omelet. She ordered an omelet. I ordered 4 items my omelet, and one of the items was not cheese. So get my omelet finally. This show up with bacon that's so hard, like it's so crispy. I spit it out. I don't spit out food in a restaurant ever. It was unedible. It hurt my teeth. Her bacon was overcooked, but my bacon was like hard as a rock. It was so gross. So I basically started eating my omelet, and it's just chugged full of this, like, I don't know, some really sharp cheddar cheese or some crap, and cheese and eggs do not go good in my book. So I was like, God damn it. So I flagged the lady back down, and I also asked her, because I had sausage, they had vegetarian sausage and regular sausage, and I asked her which one this was, because I only got one of them. I didn't get both, which I asked for both, and she couldn't tell me which one it was. So I don't know if I was eating vegetarian sausage or regular sausage, who knows. Hash browns, the sweet potato tots were all cold. Karen ordered a ham and cheese omelet, and hers came with, I don't even think it had a ham in it, and I think it had green peppers or something also, and no cheese. So I was like, what the fuck is this? So I asked Leia, I said, can I get an omelet without, cheese in it? That's what I ordered. And also, can I get some bacon that's not, like, it's not hard. Like, I couldn't even try and cut it with even trying to, like, break it with a fork, and it would just crumble into, like, 8 pieces, like, little tiny pieces, like, crumble up into little tiny chunks. And she goes, okay, I'll be back. So she heads over, whatever. 25 minutes goes by. Haven't seen her again. Have no idea where they're at. And I finally gave up. I'm just like, the hell with it. I gave up. Karen's been done eating for a while now at this point. And it was probably 20 minutes to get our food to begin with. So we're already seeing our stuff. It took us 10, 15 minutes to figure out what we're going to order. We're kind of wandering around. And they got some learning curves to do. They need to have a little, just print out a sheet that says, this is how you order, this is where you sit down, this is how you request your seat, and so on and so forth, whatever. There's some learning curves. It's a new boat. It's only the second time it's sailed out of Miami here, so it's definitely a new, learning curve. It's sailed out in Europe, though, for a while, so they should have let's figure it out a little better than I have. But went ahead and gave up, and then I had like 3 different people who kept like stopping, like, oh, it's screwed up. I'm like, yes, I know it's screwed up. Move on. I'm gonna move on my life. I know. He goes, we can make more. I said, no, I've already waited 25 minutes. I'm not waiting more for some damn shitty eggs, you know. So gave up. Basically went over, tried to get like a muffin and stuff, and none of the muffins looked that good, so I said to hell with it, just headed on up. Went and basically chilled out a little bit, kind of ran around the boat, looking at stuff, just kind of enjoying our day. Didn't really have anything major planned. We had a little art show thing, whatever you're supposed to be able to paint on a canvas. Turned out to just be a bunch of paint markers, not actual paint brushes and stuff and whatnot. So Karen was a little bit disappointed in that because she was thinking it was going to be actual painting, not markers, you know. So we just kind of hung out there for a little bit, gave up on it, finally went back. Ended up down the arcade, playing some video games and stuff, playing some air hockey, having a good time there. It was about time for lunch, gonna head back to the gallery and try that whole ordering food and just kind of seeing what we get kind of process going. And she looked on the app and it opened up, there was no actual restaurants to eat in, and she opened up, and then she reset it, and then it opened back up, and there was Razzle Dazzle's open. So we went to Razzle Dazzle and ordered some food in there. It's kind of mostly a vegetarian, vegan place, but they also do have chicken and bacon and all. So I don't know exactly what they thought was, but got some decent meal there. She got a fried chicken sandwich, and I got a salad, and we got some appetizers and stuff. The appetizers were amazing. It was like a watermelon with like a cream sauce on it with like all kinds of vegetable or all kinds of fruits on top of stuff, except for the fact that my fruits and the watermelon both were a little bit almost like frozen still. They hadn't fully thawed out, and if you know anything frozen, it doesn't have the taste, especially like fruits and stuff. There's no taste in it. Like eating frozen shrimp, there's no taste in it. So I had to kind of let it sit there and warm up and let it, you know, so I could actually eat it. So we had it. It was decent. Ended up with a cookie dessert thing, and it was all right. It wasn't spectacular. Her dessert was like this weird, like, I don't know, grape based. It was like a purple cheesecake thing that was gross. It was probably the worst thing outside of that bacon I put in my mouth that I've done this ship. She enjoyed it decently, so it wasn't something she'd order again, but it was not as bad as I thought it was. So we headed out, got down there, and an hour and a half later, everything takes an hour and a half. Every meal on this boat's taking an hour and a half, which seems crazy, but it is what it is. We headed out, basically ran around a little bit, kind of did a few things here and there, just kind of chilled around, just kind of enjoying ourselves. Ended up on the upper deck, ended up having myself a cigar midday, hanging out. Ended up having dinner plans at the test kitchen, which is basically just walk in and just kind of give you, these are our main items we're going to cook with, and they made this weird mushroom pate thing that they shaped into a mushroom that threw off everybody at our table, like confused them because like they thought that was like one big ass mushroom, and it was kind of confusing. It was decent, but it was a little more than needed. It could have been half that size, and I would have been fine with it. And it took, like, I was taking for, we had a show planned for 8. I think our show was at 8, and we had dinner reservations at 6. We were there at 6. Actually, there were before 6. And same stuff, and the people sit down beside us. We had a couple was with us, and we were all 4 same course, same time. So we're all going through it. Great. Another 3 people sat down beside us, and they were behind us. And then somehow in the process, they ended up getting ahead of us, and they ended up passing us for the courses coming out. So they were getting food ahead of us, which wasn't a real big deal. Nice people. We chatted them and stuff, talked and had a good time, whatnot. Ended up basically we're looking at our watches going, what the hell's going on? Finally got our next course, we got our main course. We got like this weird, I don't know what the hell is this, like Sherpay, like I don't know this. Oh, it was I don't know what the hell. It was gross. Oh my god, everybody hated it. It was like a lemon based thing or something. It was absolutely disgusting. Every single person thought it was gross. They brought us out a chocolate dessert, which was really good but insanely rich. And our food, there was not enough food. Like you hadn't eaten enough food to make it like a meal. Even with all the courses, there was not enough food to actually feel like a meal. So now you're eating this dessert and you haven't actually got any food in your belly yet. So is that kind of weird? Like, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So ended up having it. We chilled out a little bit. The lady that sat next to me on my right, she got the wine horse pairing, and some of them were really good, some still wasn't great. It was kind of what it was. So we chilled out there a little bit here and there. From there, we basically were like, I gotta leave. They weren't even done. I think they still wanted some feedback from us and stuff, but like our show starts in like 5 minutes, or we gotta get across the boat. So all 4 of us are going to the same show. So we all 4 head over there. We get there, and of course we get there right as the room is closing down. Nope, you gotta go upstairs instead. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, this has been 2 hours. We started this meal that should have been 90 minutes at best. Actually, could have been done in probably 45 minutes, but it is what it is. So we end up upstairs, and the seating is shit. We can't see crap. It just really kind of really fucks that show up because we never dreamt that 2 hour dinner plans at 6 would screw us for an 8 o'clock show. It's ridiculous, but got done with the show. Show was all right. We all hung out there and stuff. There were some bro frat dudes and shit that were like just wouldn't shut the fuck up, and like 12 people were like shushing and stuff, and then Karen started trying to shush them, and I'm like, no. I said, knock it off, stop. I said, no, either tell me to go and tell them shut up, and then we're gonna get in a fight, and then I'm gonna get beat up by 3 freaking bro frat dudes, or you just have to just ignore them because that'll go get staff because I'm not. You can't just keep yelling, shut at these people because they're gonna mouth off something to you that I'm gonna have to defend you, and it's gonna become ugly. So just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. So we had to ignore it, which fucked up the show a lot for a lot of people because just 3 dudes just talking shit, just not even about the show, not nothing. I don't know why the fuck they were there, just ignorant ass bastards. But it is what it is, kind of thing. It happens. So we got done there. We headed out, kind of wandered around a little bit. Ended up going downstairs, tried to get a burger. Ordered a hamburger from the galley thing again, and I basically asked for mozzarella cheese instead of the cheddar, and I said I want all the sides except for pickle. And they brought my food to my table because you can't watch them making stuff. They bring it to your table, and they handed me a cheddar cheese, or American cheese, or cheddar cheese, whatever that was, burger with no sides except for pickle. And I'm like, this is the exact opposite of what the fuck I ordered. How can you guys screw this up again? And I'm like, this is not what I wanted. This is not. And he goes, well, let me just get it figured out. So he takes off again. And again, it's already been 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And he shows back up about 12, 15 minutes later. So it wasn't horrible, but at this point now we're 40 minutes in to get a burger, which is ridiculous in this whole process. So ate part of the burger, gave Karen part of the burger and stuff. Hung out a little bit, had the whole thing there. We're just kind of chilling around, doing what we got to do. She was getting tired. She's like, I'm heading back. I said, we got to do something. We got to go to bed. What do you want to do? She goes, well, I'm going to go to bed. We got a long day at Cosamea tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do that. You head to bed. I can't go to sleep right now. Like, I can't do sleep. So I'm going to head up and have another cigar and chill out a little bit. So I get up there, of course, and the only place you can smoke cigars in this boat is by what they call Richard's rooftop or whatever it is and stuff. And the front of the boat, ironically, which is dumb, smoke usually falls back. But they have the band going on by the pool thing, and the DJs and stuff, and it's so fucking loud. I can't even hear my headphones over the music. It's just disgusting. Try to talk to somebody who was sitting right there by me, and we're sitting side by side, and we're screaming at each other, and I'm like, this is stupid. So I just basically watched. I played some games on my phone and chilled out a little bit, had my cigar, gave up, headed back down, and wrapped it up. And I got out of the room probably 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that, and basically chilled out and just called it a day. So overall, it was a great day. So it is what it is. But yeah, this right here is the view, because technically we are now in Sunday. I'm gonna make these the day after, but this is my view of where I'm parked, the boat or the ship, you guys want to call it. And it's Cosamea. You have the little port, all the little shopping centers and all that good fun stuff. It looks like they have some fires going on over there back in the island. And that looks like a temple is actually a water park, but that's what it is. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.